sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. 2nd and 10 now, Ryan. He's got the hook up with Conley. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
3rd play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, Ryan. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Pulled in at the 24. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Prescott looks to throw on first. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Andrew Adams. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
On first down, Ryan. This is Bell on the dump off. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll be a 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Now the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. From the gun, Ryan. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. But I think the ball's out. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. On 1st and 10, Prescott being chased out left. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. For the offense lining up 1st and 10. Prescott from the gun. And a throw right sideline is complete. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary.
And this is caught, and he doesn't quite make it. They do stop him, but he gets it all the way down to the 1. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dak Prescott, his 11th touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. And maybe the defense caught a little by surprise there that he took off and got in?
Yeah, I would think so, because if you're analyzing it from that side of the ball, you're thinking running back, fullback. It takes you a while before you get to the quarterback.
New York set to take the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Looking for Shepard deep. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
And he better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. 2nd and 10. It's Ryan again. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Space to maneuver at the 40. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give him the yardage that they needed. But they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
While we know that the identity of this offense is to throw the ball, they've got to run it every so often, if for no other reason than to tamp down the pass rush. They can't let them just tee off and get to their quarterback.
Play action. Ryan. Looking for Shepard deep. Powering his way forward. So they took a shot there on third down. Couldn't get it. Now it's fourth. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch. Yeah,
especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. They'll try and throw for it with Ryan. Throw left side complete. It's Shepard. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. It'll be a pickup of 12 yards. And on fourth down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. They'll go back to the ground with Bell. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Giants with the football here as we begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd and 9 to start things out. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. Now Ryan on 2nd down. And this one's incomplete. He was looking for Odell Beckham that time. And it's 3rd down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
The Giants on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
Well, sometimes those cliches really come true, don't they? When they talk about it takes all 11 to play good defense. We've seen that in this ball game. I think the secondary has to be singled out, though. They are in the presence of every receiver whenever the ball's thrown. And this one, they help force another incompletion.
And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
That's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points. But they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A first down throw for Prescott. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off at the 45. And he will score. Touchdown, Giants. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on.
And now it's blocked. The Cowboys pick it up. A big seam, and he might go all the way. He's at the 30, past the 20. And he's all the way into the end zone. And so much for losing the lead with the 2 points there. This game's back to even. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. first down. Prescott. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And that's caught at the 25. It's a big play for the Cowboys on third. 48 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. From the red zone now, Prescott. This is caught. Watkins. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
As the field starts to get condensed, the defense likes that a lot because now you don't have as much space to cover, but a well-run corner route there.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Take it in for a Cowboy score. Dak Prescott, his second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Cowboys are in for 6. And they will take a 7-point lead now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's second down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
Now Ryan. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. The Giants on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Ryan. Looking for Shepard deep. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And it's a huge return as he brings us all the way back down to the 15-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Remain here in the first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. On second down, Elliott. And he'll take this one down inside the 5 to the 3. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. So now it's Andrew Franks on for the field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Franks' kick is good. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So after the pick, they can't capitalize for 6, but they do get 3.
And I know in this situation, most of us wanted to focus on the offense. You know what side of the ball I played on. Let's give that defense a lot of credit, taking it over in a sudden change situation and shutting them down.
The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. It's caught. Beckham. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. They go play action with Ryan. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. So incomplete on 1st. Let's see what 2nd down has in store. To throw again, Ryan. Room to run past midfield. And he comes back with one complete. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Now Ryan on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Taco Charlton coming hard that time. He's able to run him down for a loss of 12. On second down, here's Ryan. Goes underneath for Bell. It'll be a gain of 6, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The Giants on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. And the back goes into motion. 3rd and long. It's Ryan. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but, boy, he's playing really well.
Rolling to his left. Now he's going to throw deep back over the middle. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. A big play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Cowboys will extend their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken about the 12. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So the D-line's going to spread out. Final play of the half. It's Ryan. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of his first half of play. Folk out there now to kick this one off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Oh, the hurdle. Oh. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from it.
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Cowboys. A big play there. 79 yards. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead.
In order to lead game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. On 2nd down, Ryan. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Jalen Smith coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. The Giants on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Operating from the gun, Ryan. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at about the 31. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He lost 6 there on the first down play. Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. And this is caught at the 8. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? R-A-C?
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. New York set to take the field. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else. Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
The Giants on third down, as bad as you can be, 0 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. They'll need to get the play off quickly. They'll set up a throw. And some room to roam now. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. And now out come the Giants. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah. Looking to throw on second down. Ryan. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Shepard. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. They go play action here on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left. Roll him out, bootleg him. Do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula is not working right now. The Giants on third down. It has been a disaster. 0 for 8 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Ryan now off the bootleg. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
.44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Taken in at the 22. A good return there, 17 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this was just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the road
true.
to be fairly clear
That is
by the time we have to
positive.
leave the booth.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. A good pickup there at 22. Fresh set of downs here. They give this one to their receiver, Watkins. Sammy Watkins, he's going to go. Touchdown, Cowboys. Sammy Watkins, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys add on.
How about that touchdown, partner? If you blinked, you probably missed it. I looked away for just a second, and they were in the end zone.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. On second down, it's Bell. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Well, at least he was able to break that initial contact, or it could have been a loss.
Yeah, give credit to the defensive player, though. What did he do? Made him slow down, slow up his feet, and allowed the rest of the guys to get there to finish him off.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They'll indeed go for it with Ryan. And this is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. And out now come the Cowboys. There have been no struggles here for this crew. I mean, they were up double digits at halftime, and they've just expanded that here in the second half.
And it appears there are no answers from the defensive side. I think right now, if I'm the coordinator, if I'm down on the field, if I'm wearing a hat, I've already thrown it. If it's a visor, it's sail, right? My game plan is down by my feet right now because nothing I've drawn up appears to be working.
Well, he's going to have to find something right now to stop this offense.
We got three down. Hey, fellas, we got 3. Let's go.
Again, it's Elliott. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Offense needs 11. Have to think pass here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Prescott on 1st down. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys continue to pour it on. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down
caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense.
And now here is another interception. Picked off near the 44. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. They go to Elliott again. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
On 3rd down, Elliott. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens things out even further here in the 4th.
Hey, in this league, you can never have too much. So if you're in range, grab the 3 whenever you can.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And last time, 1-play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
And a look at Bell, who remains down after that play. Appears to have gotten shaken up. We'll check on his status when we get back. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Taco Charlton in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Ryan is going to flip one out here to his running back. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. The Giants go on 4th, but come up empty. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead? And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
Some good, strong running right there, some power and some explosiveness just about got them into the end zone.
The Cowboys on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. They come out here in the eye. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th-and-1.
Brandon, the runs that tend to make the highlight reel are not these types of plays. But how about the effort? Hit in the backfield, fights his way back. He comes up a little bit short, but it could have been a whole lot worse.
Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Frank's kick is good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So give them 3 there. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they couldn't punch it in.
And credit this defense, too. That was the old bend but don't break approach. But it kept the offense out of the end zone.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The Giants on 3rd down. The struggle has been real. They have had ample opportunities. They've yet to cash one in. This is 3rd and 11. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Malik Collins in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Dallas, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they'll have another home date next week as the Carolina Panthers come to town. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Washington. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Cowboys as we sign off and say so long from Arlington.